Have you ever said to yourself, I need to go back to school so that I can earn more money as a tutor? Well, you know what? You're going to learn if that's true or not. Keep listening. Hey, you guys, in the beginning, we all are sitting here and we're wondering, am I good enough or should I go back to school or all of these things? But this is really caused by just one thought process. And that thought process is imposter syndrome. So we're really scared in the beginning to charge for services that we're not sure if we're really qualified to be able to offer. And a lot of this is just stemmed from the way that we were raised and the way we were born, right? We were raised in a school system or an education system that said, in order to earn more money, you need to get more education. You need to you finish high school, get your degree, go on to college, be able to get a master's, all that kind of stuff, right? And we were even in the school system rewarded sometimes for that. And so we were told that there's this ladder, this pay ladder, and if you reach here, you get this many credits, or you get this degree, then you bump up on the pay ladder. But the reality is, in tutoring, we are in a whole different world. The world that we are in really stems to one thing and one thing only. You get paid based off of, are you able to get the results that the people that are looking to hire you are looking for? Do you need more education for that? Sometimes you have to find the right education for you versus just kind of falling into that old path, that path of college is the only way, getting my master's is the only way, getting another degree is the only way, getting another certification is the only way. It isn't the only way. Now, there is a course sometimes that can guide you into the process, or maybe there's a book that you can read that will help you refine your thinking so that you can do things better. Or maybe there are certain YouTube videos that you can watch that are going to bring you to that next level. Who knows where that next thing is? So always keep educating yourself, but always keep educating yourself in the right way. Know, is this going to help me get the results that my ideal client is looking for? If the answer is yes, and you listen to your gut, you're going to be less likely to fall into this trap of imposter syndrome. So imposter syndrome is this thought that I'm not good enough with the knowledge that I have to be able to take my ideal client where they need to go. That I'm an imposter somehow, that, I'm charging this amount of money, but I'm not really worth it for the services that I offer, right? It's this scared feeling that we're not good enough. And tutors always tell me that they have imposter syndrome when they say things like, I need to get another degree, I need to have another certification. But it also can stem from me not having success with a certain type of student that we weren't qualified to work with. And we didn't realize we weren't qualified, or we just weren't a right fit for them. We have all as tutors worked with a student that for whatever reason, we weren't able to get the results with them. And then we begin to allow that to play in our head that means that we're not good enough. And I want you to know, we all feel that as tutors. We all feel something inside of our business where we feel like we're not good enough, like somebody else is better than us, and maybe they could get better results than us. But that doesn't mean that you are not good enough and that you should allow that to stop you from working with the people that you were meant to serve. I have seen people who have experienced this when they have too many areas that they tutor, right? And so then what ends up happening is, because you're trying to hit all these different topics, it almost is like you're not qualified to handle that. So I had somebody who reached out to me. I was helping the son with being able to increase his vocabulary. And his daughter was struggling in math, and she was in 8th grade. And I was like, oh, yeah, I can help with that, right? I mean, I took all those higher level classes. Of course I can help her. But here's the thing. Math isn't my forte. At least definitely not up to 8th grade, for sure. Like up to 6th grade, I'm cool. I could totally handle it. But like 8th grade, we started going into a whole nother chapter of life. And I had to reteach myself the content in order to be able to help her. And I think they could tell through that process that I wasn't necessarily the best fit for them. And I'm so glad that they realized that because I wasn't the best fit for her. It was me in my scarcity mindset that I'm not going to be able to get enough of my ideal client, that I have to branch out into other areas as well. Even when people ask me, and I know that maybe I'm not the best fit for it, that led me to work with her. But that's not imposter syndrome, right? That is, I don't have the passion to learn more about me. I have the passion to learn everything about reading and teaching kids and learning about the science of teaching reading and continuing to stay up on best practices and what's working, what's not working, all that kind of stuff. That excites me. That jazzes me. But to do that for every single subject, that would be overwhelming, right? So find your niche so that you don't have to feel like an imposter when you take on a client that's not your ideal student. And you can feel less of an imposter to take on your ideal students because you know that you're giving it your all. You're looking into everything that you could do to continue your own education and learn and grow. It doesn't mean having to go back to school to do that. We have some people inside of our community that have also experienced this imposter syndrome. And I wrote an article. It is called 50 Tutors Speak Out and Share What They Wish They Knew. And I'm going to share that with you right now. In that article, I share here that Laura White had quit her teaching job to stay home with her new baby, and she needed a few $100s to help pay for the health insurance. And she was chatting about that with a woman at a private school where her husband teaches. And she said she was moving, and that Laura could take over her tutoring job. And she mostly worked with middle schoolers, helping them with their homework and staying organized. And Laura said, "Oh, I'm not qualified to help kids with math and other subjects. I'm a certified science teacher." And the woman said, "Laura, I was only an early education, childhood education major. You're more qualified than I am. You can easily do this." And Laura realized that this woman was right, but she wouldn't have gone for it without her encouragement. Laura now tutors full-time and helps kids with reading, writing, math, SAT prep, and executive functioning support. And she loves helping students in a variety of subjects and is glad that she didn't sell herself short. And Clara Tong, she struggled in believing in herself. She said she started tutoring 7 years ago as a backup job. She believed that finding students on her own was going to be difficult because it's difficult to run listings online and hear from no one. And the number one thing that she wished she knew is that she can believe in herself. And imposter syndrome stops us from believing in ourselves. She said it took a lot of students telling her that they couldn't have achieved their goals without her, that she began to understand how influential she is. And today, she gets regular inquiries from people she never knew existed because they've already heard about what she has done for other students. And they don't argue about the price and they don't take issue with it being online. And I think this is so cool. Like, if you have this dream to be able to help kids online and be able to do this, you absolutely can. A lot of the time, it's just we think, oh, but I don't really know how to do it online. Get your first student online, and I'm going to guarantee you, you are going to figure things out. You're going to think, okay, how do I have the conversation with the parent? How do I get the first session started? How do I take payment, right? All of those things are going to get worked out. If they don't stay in your system, that's okay. Like later on, you're going to improve your systems and get better and better. But a lot of us will use imposter syndrome for not getting started. And so if that's you, you want to make sure that you don't allow that to stop you from doing what it is that you're called to do and want to be able to do. So I feel like the only way through imposter syndrome is to find your true passion and learn everything you can. Again, like I said, watch videos, read books, join the right classes that will help you up-level your skills. Don't say that you need this degree in order to do that, because they make you take a whole bunch of classes half the time that don't have anything to do with up-leveling your skill. They're time wasters, right? So now you get to fill in the gap with what do you feel is the next thing that you need to learn so that you can be able to serve the people that you are meant to serve. And as time goes on, you're going to have a very clear vision of who it is you're meant to serve and who you're not meant to serve. And this is so important for every single one of us. You have a passion to teach. So start working with your ideal student and figure out how to get the best results for them. And I want to thank our sponsor, TutorBird, for sponsoring this channel and for doing so much. Here's a little bit more about TutorBird, which is like the ultimate back office for your tutoring business.
TutorBird lets you schedule lessons, take attendance, collect payments, and much more, all in one place.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. And stay tuned because next Thursday, we are going to have Clara Tong sharing about how she didn't feel that, she was quite qualified to be able to get the results with her students and she had this imposter syndrome going on. And I would love for you guys to come and join us and to hear more about that.